guys, what's up? I hope you're doing well. And in today's video I want to talk about console versus PC, as a lot of people often ask me if they should get a console or a PC for gaming. Well, the answer to this is very complicated. Often I see people to go for a console for mainly two reasons. Firstly, you got those typical Mac users who are turned off by Windows. I do not want to digress into the Windows versus Mac discussion, but if you bring arguments like Windows is crashing all the time, I'm not gonna even talk to you. No offense guys, but people who say that usually have no idea about PCs and talk some random stuff just to bash Windows. I like Apple too, and they have some great stuff, but if you use Windows 10 these days, OS X feels outdated in my opinion. Plus you can only play a small fraction of games and they all run much worse than on Windows because the drivers are not optimized and the games only basically run on 60 Hz, etc. Well, and another reason why people might just go for a console is the budget. If you are super tight on what you can spend on your gaming platform and only have $350 or so, a console might be the better pick. Although you can build a gaming PC for around the same money, you have to factor in the money for the monitor on top of that. And most people already have a TV, so there's no additional cost for your display if you go for a console. Some might argue that you can connect your PC to your TV, but personally I think this defeats the purpose unless you invest in some pretty pricey wireless peripherals. If you are only going to play on your TV in front of your couch, my recommendation is a console. I know there are some cats out there who have optimized their PC couch gaming experience and have a real 120 Hz TV and a lag-free wireless mouse like the Logitech G900, but then everything gets quite expensive. I might have a separate video for such a solution in the future. And if you are running such a setup, let me know down in the comments. I would be very interested to see your guys' gaming stations. Long story short, if you have a little more money you can put down for your gaming hobby, go for a PC. I'm not saying this because I am a PC fanboy. If you saw my introduction video for this channel, you might know that I owned most consoles that were released during the last 30 years. However, the latest console generation is basically a PC hardware-wise, and besides some few exclusive titles, all games are released cross-platform these days, so unfortunately the arguments to go for a console are very few this generation in my opinion. So what is so much better about a gaming PC than a console, you might ask? Alright, let's dive into some points. Firstly, high-end graphics. Depending on how much you're gonna invest into your gaming rig, of course, PC offers the best graphics by far. Not only does everything look way better, but PC gives you the option to run games at 120 Hz, 144 Hz, or even more with some of the latest gaming monitors. And if you have never played games at such a high refresh rate, it is difficult to understand what kind of a game changer this is. Everything feels smoother, the controls are more responsive, and especially games like first-person shooters that require precise aiming bring your game to the next level. The difference is so extreme that I promise you, if you play your favorite 3D shooter on a 144 Hz monitor, you will not want to go back to 60 Hz anymore. Also, as a side note, if you love 3D shooters and you get used to a mouse and keyboard, you will understand how much more accurate controls are compared to a controller. Secondly, we have the variety of the games. If you never used Origin or especially Steam, you will not believe how many games you will have at your fingertips. If you never heard about Steam or Origin, think of it as the Apple App Store or Google Play for games. And you will be able to run all those old games from 20 years ago on your machine and play all those classic hits. Even if the graphics are outdated, some of those games are still a dream to play. Also, patches are installed automatically, so updating your games manually is a headache that was cured years ago. And also keep the price in mind. Especially Steam has various sales campaigns every year, and you can buy titles that are often not even a year old for a fraction of the original price. so much more than gaming, would be my third point. Gaming is just one of the many things the PC can do best. Office applications, internet, video editing, everything is at your fingertips if you are in front of your PC. And the longer you will use your PC and the better you will get to know all those cool applications, the more your PC will become a very powerful tool for a lot of things besides gaming. Then my last point would be the ease of use. This is probably a point a lot of you guys will be surprised about, as this used to be the main argument for consoles. Once you become a little familiar with your PC, however, things look completely different now. Windows 10 is the best OS in my opinion, extremely stable, all the updates run automatically, and your GPU drivers are also updated easily through your AMD or Nvidia control panel. Compared to consoles, since the Xbox 360 and PS3 generation, users will know that your console and games download patches quite as often as on a PC. The difference, however, is that the PC manages these tasks in a fraction of the time. Often limited by the Sony or Microsoft server bandwidth, updates can take a lot of time. Alright guys, whatever you choose, this generation of consoles offers great games and PC is a gamer heaven as well. If you choose your platform, I highly recommend not to discard the PC as an option because you made bad experiences with the unstable Windows from 15 years ago. I'm not the biggest Microsoft fan, but Windows 10 is, in my opinion, the best product Microsoft ever released. In my next video, I will show you 2 to 3 PC builds that offer great value and let you play all the latest games. If you have some wishes for this particular video, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, well, I hope I see you in the next video, guys. Have a good one.